The second episode of skill building. I'm getting my timer ready again, so we have 10 minutes to explain and to talk about what is order flow, what is the trend, how we change trend, how we can identify exactly when a trend changes, and what we have to know. So log in for the next 10 minutes and we're gonna start right into it. So order flow and shift of order flow. Some people also say just trend or shift of a trend. So, what trend the market can be in? Well, obviously, an uptrend and a downtrend and consolidation, so nothing really happens. So, that's the three types of trends we can find in the market. So, now there is the possibility that we have an uptrend and then we change into a downtrend. Well, but where exactly is the change? If we have an uptrend and we want to catch a trade, trading the downtrend, then we need to know where the change can happen. Obviously, if we look at it now, then we see okay, the trend changes here. But we don't know when the time is right here or right here or right here. This can be a higher low, so we do not know. So now look a little bit more specifically into an uptrend. So an uptrend is like this. Yeah, we have higher lows and we have higher highs. But on an uptrend, the higher lows are what's defining it. What's really important for us is that it's higher lows. On a downtrend, looks like this. What we are monitoring is that we have lower highs. So that's the most important thing. An uptrend is defined by higher lows. A downtrend is defined by lower highs. So that's the most important thing. Because if we have an downtrend and we have lower highs and we're monitoring the last high, we expect a lower high. Okay, but what if we go above this lower high? Then on this point, we know that an uptrend will be happening now or could happen now, and with the next higher low, we are sure an uptrend will start now, and we have a change of trend or a change of order flow or a shift of order flow, like a change in the market's direction. So, in the other way around, if we have an uptrend and we're expecting a next higher low and we are going below the last low, then we have a shift of structure and we can go on to go lower. So now we have to know what exactly does a break look like on the candle chart and how we can know what a low is or what a high is. So pretty easy formulated. A high looks like this on the line chart. Okay, well, so on the candle chart, it looks like this, that we have a bullish candle and we have a bearish candle. Because a bullish candle and a bearish candle looks like this. And that's it. So a high, let's look on the chart, is for example, here we have an up candle and we have a down candle. So here is the high. The highest point of those two candles forms the actual high. So we have a high right here. Okay, fine. We have a high right here because we have an up candle and a down candle. Okay, let's go on. Let's search for something else. Here, for example, it's really interesting. We have an up candle, then we have a candle which small up candle. So we have a small up candle here and a down candle here. So where's the high? The high is right here. It's the highest point of those two candles. Okay, now let me search for an example what you shouldn't do, what we shouldn't do. For example, right here. This. This is not a high. Yes, it looks like a high, but we have an up candle and a nothing candle and again an up candle. So there's no up and down. So this is not a high. Okay, so now let's focus on lows. Lows, okay, if a high looks like this, and we have an up candle and a down candle, a low should look like down candle, up candle. Okay, so we are monitoring for down candle, up candle. Okay, for example here, down candle, up candle, the lowest point of it is for the wick from the up candle, so here's the low. And we have a low here, down candle, up candle. And we have a low here, down candle, up candle. And we have a low here, down candle, up candle. So it's really not a big problem. Do we have a low right here? No, because we do not have a down candle and an up candle. The low would be right here on this candle because we have a down candle and an up candle. So that's really important, and you have to be really exact. So now let's go on to our list and see, okay, how can we see the change of a structure? We explained before that when we have a downtrend, we are monitoring the lower highs and we are breaking the high. Then we have a change of character, a change of trend. So now we know how to identify the high. So now we need to know how to identify the break of structure. So let me search for a good example. A good example would be right here. I clean everything and we can see here we have a high and we have a low and we have a high which is lower, so we have a lower high and we have a lower low. Okay, so now we have a lower high and a lower low. So right now this looks like this. Okay, we have a high here, then a lower high, a lower low, and so on. And now we are here. So what we are monitoring right now, we are monitoring the recent lower high, which is, I go and I draw a little line so we can see more exactly. This. We are monitoring this. Because here we have an up candle, a down candle, it's the recent, the last lower high for the trend. And now we are getting a break of it. The most important thing from this video is here we close the candle above the highest point of this high. So we have a break of structure. For example, here, let me search for a good example. Let me check. Let me check for a good example. For example here, it's in the other direction. Here we have a low. Yeah, down candle, up candle. And here we go below it, but we do not close below it. We just form a new low, but we do not break structure because the candle, yes, we were down here, but we closed up here. So even if we have something like this, yeah, a high right here, we go above it, but we do not close above, so there is no break. So let's see this on the drawing. We have a downtrend, we are monitoring the high, and now we see a candle which looks like this. That's not a break of structure. Even if the candle looks like this, it's not a break of structure. We need to close above this high, above our line, and then it's a change of character. So let me check the timer. Okay, good. So what did we learn today? We learned that there's trends. There's downtrends, uptrends, and consolidation. Then when we have a change of trend, in an uptrend we have to monitor the higher lows. And if we get a break from this recent higher low, then we have a change of character. To the other way around, if we have an uptrend and we check the recent higher lows and we get a break of those higher lows, of the recent higher low, then we're going to go in a downtrend. So a low and a high. What does those terms exactly mean? A high is an up candle and a down candle. Well, makes sense. And a down, like a low, is a down candle and an up candle, which also makes sense. So we know how to monitor those highs and lows, and a break of structure, a break of character, a shift of trend. This means we can close above this recent low or high. Depends on which direction. So that should be it for this video. Now you know what trend are, what shift of trends are, how we break structure, what does it mean how to break structure, and you can identify highs and lows. So see you in the next episode.